Hi. I welcome you with all the warmth and love in my heart. One day I'll have to do my hair like yours, Mary. Looks wonderful. My my spiritual journey started because I was fed up with the way that the world was around me. The the mundane, the superficial. Everything seemed sort of fake and unsatisfying. And then suddenly a whole different universe opened up to me that I didn't know was there, a universe of life and incredible beauty and divinity and spirit. And I thought that was um, I thought that was the escape from from the other world. I thought I found the way. But after about 5 years of pretty intense and deeply sincere spiritual um, immersion, I started to feel the same way about the spiritual world as I did about the mundane world. It just felt like the same thing, different words for the same superficial, trivial stuff. Hi, VJ. And it seemed as though the further that the deeper that I went inside of myself, I just kept finding these things that I thought were incredibly wonderful at the time. And then after about a month or two, I realized they were a distraction. They were a decoy. Whether it was a type of experience that arose that I wanted to repeat because it felt really wonderful, or whether it was some truth that I thought was the ultimate truth or something, and I would believe in it for a few months before feeling betrayed by it and crumbling again and feeling like I had to start all over. And then I went through this phase where I decided that no matter what came up, I was going to keep going deeper, stay with myself, no matter what came up, no matter how glorious the experience or anything. I was just going to let it go, not try to get it back, not try to follow it to some special truth or awakening or anything, because I was sick and tired of those things. I was tired of magical powers, spiritual powers, and spiritual experiences, even. I just wanted I just wanted to be free from it. I wanted to I don't really know what I wanted. I just felt a very deep, intuitive yearning for something, as if I knew there was something deeper. I just had no idea what it was. And I suppose that's where faith comes in, because I don't know if any of us really know what we're looking for on this journey. But all of us must know that there's something, or else we wouldn't be here. And it was around that time that I reached what felt like a impassable um, fundamental state, or something. Words don't seem to be able to explain what it was, but I knew suddenly that there was no deeper that I could go in that specific moment. I was home. I was completely at rest. But to get there, I sort of had forsaken my body, my humanity. I was more like a monk in a cave or something. I was of no use to anyone, not even myself. And that made me sad. As I spent years and surrendered everything of myself to get to this place. And it was almost as if I've forgotten why I set out to find myself in the first place. And it wasn't because I wanted to sit in solitude for the rest of my life and never speak a single word. I wanted to be of service to the universe, to God, to the ones that I loved. And as socially inept as I was at that time, I I prayed for help, for someone or something to help me find out how to be human with this, to be human while being connected to this place within myself. And that's when I miraculously found Ed. And when I first started coming to his satsangs, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know if he was some kind of supreme being that could read minds and had superpowers, or I had no idea what to expect. I had never been around any sort of spiritual teacher or anything. But luckily for me, Ed was the perfect teacher at the perfect time. And he never claimed to have powers of any kind, or to be any more than just a normal human who loved with all of his heart. And I think it was about a month or two after I started attending these satsangs when I was brought to life, so to speak, by love. It was as if I was embracing my humanity again, which I had forsaken for years. I thought my humanity was the problem. But there's great beauty in being human, in being frail and fragile and afraid and soft. And I remember asking Ed if he knew what he was doing when he struck me with this realization that I had. I asked him if he'd planned it, if he if he was playing me, knew exactly what I would do and exactly how to wake me up or something. And he said, I have only the power that you give to me. I have only the power that you give to me. I found that an incredibly profound statement. Because this is what we do. We give other people the power to help us. We invent a guru outside of ourselves to point us back to ourselves. And even if we can't trust or have faith in ourselves, sometimes when we give our trust and our faith and our power to somebody else and they reflect it back to us, we get a taste of what we truly are. And that's what happened for me. And after that moment, I spent most of my time attending to myself as human, as divine. I felt this massive, unimaginably large outpouring of love. So unimaginable that when I felt it, I realized that I had never actually known what love was until I felt this. It was all consuming. It didn't withhold itself from any person or anything. And I just let it take me. I let it rip me to shreds from the inside out, and in the most delightful way. I let it terrify me and embrace me and fill me and explode from me. I let it make decisions for me, decisions that I would never make by my own thoughts. The only thing that this love within me wanted was to love all things. And it was constantly pulling me towards love, constantly pulling me to inspire love in others. And my mind was just along for the ride. So I spent months feeling my mind screaming and whining and complaining because it was no longer in power anymore. and I could no longer think things through before doing them. My idea of who I was in my brain, in my mind, in my imagination was being destroyed by this light of love that would make me do silly things and goofy things and playful things. Anything that nourished love was what I was drawn to, and everything else seemed selfish. Safe, but selfish. This was the exhilarating joy of love for me. It was the voice of the heart that I had long ignored. Like I had strangled it with my thoughts. My thoughts were very important to me. My beliefs, my ideas about who I was. Which is good because the more important something is to us, the more powerful it is to surrender that thing. And you may think that if you surrender something that is so dear to you, then you'll be nothing, or you'll be no one, or you'll be worthless. I can't make you surrender. But I can ask you to trust me when I say that if you do surrender these concepts about yourself and about the world, there will be a reward beyond imagination. We don't need to hold ourselves together with our mind. There is nothing that you can get rid of. There's nothing that you can surrender that is truly you. If you're not sure what it means to attend to yourself, to turn your attention inward, just start with something simple and obvious. You are more obvious than you think. Start by attending to what you can feel right now. And as you do this, as you attend to this surface, these feelings on the surface, you will find that your awareness becomes more subtle. And this subtlety of awareness opens up entire fresh worlds of things, feelings, sensations, subtleties that you weren't aware of before. And then you attend to those. You don't need to try to change them. You don't need to interpret them, find out what they mean, what they are, where they came from. Just attend to them. You might even start to enjoy them. And they will become more and more subtle. Your awareness will become more and more pure. And you just relax into them. You relax into your awareness. You let it expand. And at a certain level of subtlety, you may recognize that your body is only a faint outline. And your awareness is both within you, within your body, and also outside of your body. That your awareness fills all that you can perceive. And that this awareness is the life of you. It is the love of you. And there's nothing that you experience in this life that is not it. You are the thing that you are running from, and you are the thing that you are running to. And at the same time, you're not moving at all. Let yourself be awestruck. Let the simplest things take your breath away. Don't overlook the bark on the tree with its incredible, intricate beauty, or the first flower of spring, or the feeling of hunger in your belly, or the first bite of food that you eat that lights up your taste buds. Cherish these things. We crave to live this divine life, but we treat everything so casually. We treat everything as if it's nothing, and we search for something better. But divinity is right before us, right in front of us every day, every breath, every sight, every sound. We're too lost in our heads to see it, to feel it, to hear it truly. These are the gifts of the universe. This is the blessing of life that we have. And we can spend all our time looking for something without even knowing what it is we're looking for. Or we can attend to the things that we already feel, that we already see, that we already hear. We can cherish them and love them. And peel back the layers. Allow ourselves to be awestruck by a tree we've seen 1,000 times before. To be swept away by the feeling of the wind on our face. Who says these aren't divine things? And the more we attend to what is tangible and palpable, the more deeply aware we become of the beauty, the grace, the divinity in those things. And then there may come a moment where you recognize all of these things within and without are just a gateway. All of these perceptions, all of these experiences, all of these universes within universes within universes of subtlety. These are all the same gateway. Because whatever it is that you dive into, the fundamental source is always you. All of this occurs to you. All of this pertains to you. All of this points at you. Just like the guru. And when I look at all of you, it truly, truly feels as though you are inside of my heart. Because my heart feels like it is shining like a sun. And the whole entire sun is within each of its rays. And so I love you more than I could even imagine. You are all as dear to me as my own self. As incredibly beautiful and deep and impossible to comprehend as my own self. I think I'm done telling my story for the day. Thank you all for your company, for your awareness, your attention, your love,